who's doing phenomenal things. And we had a great conversation. He's actually doing a blog post, and another guy, Hans, and I actually connected to Hans through 3 degrees of separation. I actually know his nephew, and he's originally from Ireland in a place that I used to live in right beside. So it's interesting how the universe or how the patterns and dynamics of the world, no matter where you are, intertwines and guides us to the right people at the right time for the right thing, for the right reasons, for the right learnings. There's always something in that. So if you're not following Solara, and she does amazing work and videos there as well. So thank you, Solara.
Yeah,
Ashif, you've just jumped all around the room. Great to see you at the bottom. Antonio, great to see you. Mark Tuggle, another guy to shout out. You're doing phenomenal things, raising awareness in your world. Keith, thank you for joining us. Deval, Roxana, and Shanti. If I've missed anybody out there, you are so welcome. This screen just jumps for both me and Emmy. But you are so welcome, and you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. Leyland, thank you for being here as well.
yeah.
Emmy, would you like to do
I'm
your
laughing
introduction?
quietly. Yeah, who
Mm.
we miss? Keith, I see you. Shante, so Aisha, I mentioned you earlier. Mark, welcome as well. Deval, don't know who Deval. No, I definitely met before Deval. Yeah, I'm just following you. Assume I can't ignore you, can I? Assume that would be rude, wouldn't it? You are the one who's done the work to fill this room, so I appreciate you. Now, my friends who are waiting to come up on stage, will bring you up. So we tend to do this room by bringing people up one at a time. So bear with me. Keep your hand up, please. Now let's do our introductions. Let Donna introduce the topic, and then we should bring you up to come and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear your thinking, your experiences, and your strategies. Just bear with us, please. So, who am I? Who am I? Great question that is. Right, so I'm Annie. I don't know. I do many things. No, I do many things, and a few things really, really well. And so, one of my clients, our author friends, who've been working on making her a bestseller. So, promised her to be a bestseller with her new book, The Influential HR. Her name's Joni. So, we've been working on that for a good few weeks now. So, we got 7 awards. So 3 bestsellers in the UK and 4 hot releases in the US. Today we've got 1 more bestseller in Canada. It's like, yay! It's nice to wake up and your clients get an award. It's like, that's true. That's obviously she's ecstatic. I tell you that because that's one of the things that we provide for our clients. I want to make everyone really famous, Donna. I want to make everyone a superstar. When you're a celebrity, people want to buy from you. Can you be a celebrity? Of course you can. Why not? If I can make you a superstar with your book, or I might want to help you write your book, market your book, sell your book, or get a bestseller badge, then I want to make you famous on TV, on radio, magazines. Failing that, I want to make you famous online to your target audience. That's on emails, on ads, or doing audio rooms like this. So if you want to get really famous and sell more, let's have a chat. I can help you to achieve your goals. That's me, Donna. That's what I do for a living. So this audio room can't happen without my superstar co-host. Now, if you haven't been here before, this has been your Authentic Self and Business LinkedIn audio event. And here we talk. Business growth is our main aim. And that's how do we grow our business? From my perspective, there's business strategies, there's marketing that you might need. The other part of what I've learned very well in the last year from Donna, mindset coach, is that without the right mindset, you're going nowhere. Now I would go as far as saying, to grow your business, you need 98% mindset and 2% technical and system solutions. So Donna's a mindset coach that I depend on, that I build my business on, I build my happiness and joy on. So Donna, I give you the mic to say who you are and what you do, please.
Thanks very much, Ellie, and thank you, folks, for coming and joining us. We appreciate it. And as Annie said there, for those that don't know me or haven't met me yet, you are so welcome. Thank you for sharing your time, which is currency. with us today because it matters. And for everybody that comes back here regularly every week, thank you so much for spending your currency time with us as well because it matters and we appreciate every one of you. And I'll always say to you that you are exactly where you're meant to be at in this moment in time. Whatever you need to take out of this, if you have a pen and a bit of paper, if you have a napkin, if you have something there to scroll down those moments or those words or those trigger points for you, then just have it at the ready so that you can access this. So my name is Donna Martin. I am the founder of the Good Life Approach, and I specialise because I've really actually thought about this the past while and what's been really coming to mind about why I do what I do, and that included a discussion with the guy Ken yesterday. And I really specialise in internal transformations. It's
Mm.
working from your inside out, and this is something that I have done and built over my lifetime, building resilience, building foundations. But I wasn't always aware of it. And so the best way I can explain this to people is you wouldn't just jump into a car and try to drive it straight away, especially not a gear stick one with the gears. Because you probably burn out the engine or the burn out the gearbox, or you wouldn't have a clue where the wipers are or the hazard lights. But in life, that's exactly what we do with this physical bag of bones that we're in. We're here, we're born, we have our families, we have our communities, we have our teachers, we have our lessons. The program, our subconscious, our internal set to take us to where we are right now in this moment. And so if you look at your current results, they're from your current programming. They're from what you have been trained over your lifetime through repetition, either be
Oh, didn't like that. Oh, didn't like that. I didn't like that. Don't know we'll be back. I hope.
over. Huh?
Yeah, we lost you for a second there. We lost you for about 10 seconds.
What?
We lost you for about 10 seconds.
Oh, okay, sorry, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back. We can hear you loud
There,
and
can you
clear.
hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you hear us?
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Annie. Sorry.
Cool.
So, all good. There we go. So, folks, long story short, I'm a qualified mindset consultant. I'm a neuro linguistic practitioner and breakthrough coach, and I have a background in over 15 years' experience of nursing. So, when it comes to resilience, when it comes to inner core strength, when it comes to big impacts, I was palliative care link nurse. I've dealt with hundreds of people on their deathbeds, and I've had three huge emotional impacts in my own life. So that's what part of my process is. It's what part of my core foundations and skill set is. And it's what brings me to where I am today and what I do and how I can help people like yourself to do that internal transformation. And what Annie says is I help business coaches, I help entrepreneurs, I help leaders and executives. So if you're highly pressured, highly stressed, if you're looking to learn different tools to shift energy, then I have solutions for that. So simply reach out, have a conversation, and get in touch. But today's topic that we're talking about, folks, hands up. Who sees the relevance in this? Who can relate to that? This one line, it's okay not to be okay.
I can, for sure.
A show of hands, how many of you at some stage in your life have not been okay?
Mm.
This human side of us, folks, that we carry along with us, it's a wave of highs and lows and everything in between.
Mm.
And if you're not aware, there are things that we call universal laws that are guided through our lifetime, through this earth, through humanity, through human to human, but through a spiritual and energetic space. Because yes, we are a physical body, we are this bag of bones, but we are so much more. We operate on this level of a bag of bones, but we also operate through our intellect where we can consciously and sometimes unconsciously choose things in our life that are going in through our programming to equal the results that we have. And the third aspect of each of us, folks, is our spiritual side, our soul side. That side that speaks to us, that guides us in a direction, that has that longing, that has that desire, that has that truth to be the best of ourselves. And it's not an ego driven thing, but it's a neutrality. It's about asking yourself, why am I here? What is the purpose of me on this planet, on this world, in this community, in this role? You're not just here simply to do a job or get a good grade and then move on. You're here for an impact. You're here to share your greatness. You're here to serve in humanity. That's my beliefs. Into adding to why we are here, this element. So if you go deeper, if you think, or if you're just on the surface level, it's okay. Your level of awareness, where you're at, it's exactly where you're meant to be. And so whether you get what I'm sharing, or whether it's planting seeds, or whether it's bringing up questions, please put your hand up when we're finished to ask, because when we begin to question our ideas, question our current beliefs, question our current results, question our current circumstance, we begin to unshackle the jail that we have unknowingly put ourselves in quite often. We begin to remove barriers, we begin to remove false walls that we have possibly put up, false ideas that maybe somebody else has implanted with us that we haven't been aware of. And the concept, the idea of normalizing bad days, of normalizing tough days. Show of hands, how many people here would love to be able to sit and work, or sit with their circle of friends, or sit freely at home and say, not from a surface level where it's and I'm laughing about it, but inside I'm crumbling. Inside I feel like I'm dying, inside I'm crushing, and I'm really finding it tough, but you're laughing on a surface level. How many people would like to be truthful, where you share from your heart, you share from your honesty and say, do you know what? I'm fed up of wearing this mask. I'm fed up of feeling this feeling. I'm fed up of going through this spiral, this round merry-go-round of I'm okay, then I'm not okay, then I'm okay, then I'm not okay, then I have my head up, then I'm okay, then I'm taking a breath, but then I'm back down again. How many of us would like to actually have that calmness of mind? That was the start of my journey, folks. I just wanted to be happy. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and I was okay, maybe having a meltdown or an outburst, and then move feeling a bit embarrassed, and then feeling a bit, oh, okay, let a bit of that out. But then going back to the same point, you're you, and it's about understanding that it does take courage, to be honest, but that normalizing a tough day, normalizing I don't have everything sorted, there's no such thing as perfection, letting go of the ego, lifted by the ears, and throwing it out the window. The essence of me is pure love, it's pure beauty. We are all unique, and you being the best of you begins right now in this moment with your level of awareness. So I want you to ask yourself a question and write this down if you have a pen and paper to answer. What does the best of you look like? What is your resting state? What is your point of happiness? What is your point of contentment, of ease and flow? What's showing up for you at the minute that has triggered you to come on this call? Is it that you want the reassurance from everyone here, or that thing to say, do you know what, actually, it is okay not to be okay, and I stand behind this truth? So I'm here in support. Or like I was feeling last week, and Adam triggered on me, and Adam was feeling he wasn't okay. I wasn't okay. But it was something that I speak openly with my clients, like Annie and stuff on the calls. When they ask me a question, I'm always honest. I don't have it all figured out. I never pretend to. None of us can ever have everything all figured out. And when you understand and take that concept alone, that there is no such thing as perfection, there is no such thing as being organized and on the ball all the time, that the natural flow of the universe, the natural flow of life, of the human side, is to have highs, is to experience lows, but it's to flow in that even steadiness in between, and to acknowledge when you're on a high or on a low, and have tools that can bring you, your life, your story, your energy forward, so that you're back on that steady flow. Is this making sense, folks? Is it resonating with you? Is it connecting? Can you feel what I'm saying in your heart? Can you imagine what I'm sharing? Are you thinking in pictures, experiences in your world, in your life, whatever's showing up for you right now? So I want to give you 3 easy steps, and these are things that I use all the time. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, this is something that I put out yesterday because I find it really important, and it's something that I actually use. So when I share tools, folks, or if I share anything, these are things that I've usually implemented myself over my lifetime, over different aspects. Or there's something that somebody else has implemented, and I'll give it a go, I'll have a look. So you take what you need and leave the rest. There's no right or wrong here. This is your journey. So take what feels right for you, try it out, see how you go. And one of the first things, folks, is about gratitude. And the importance of gratitude is actually saying, okay, what am I grateful for? And I'm going to be honest here, folks. How many, this is me, how many of us have heard, right, go into gratitude and it's great, but how many of us, when you're at a moment of frustration, of being not okay, how many of you have thought, stuff that, I don't want to go into gratitude because I am feeling shit right now and this sucks. And me jumping in and pretending and saying I'm grateful for da 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 doesn't feel right at the minute. How many of us can relate to that if we're being honest? Because for me, when I began my process, definitely, the idea of gratitude, and yes, I completely understand it and 100,000% embrace it for the power. But there have been moments when I've been going through tough stuff where I'm like, oh, do I really have to do this? And it just didn't connect. But what helped me then to connect it, because if you're not connecting to your heart center, folks, if you're not connecting to within you, to that internal heart space where your subconscious is housed, where your internal programming is accessed, then it doesn't matter how many times if you write out you're grateful for 100,000 things, it's not going to matter if you're not connected to your heart center, if you're not connected enough feeling. Feeling is the secret. If you're not connected and feeling this truth. So whether you focus on one thing that you're truly grateful in your heart that you fully feel, as opposed to 100 things that you've just wrote out but you're not connected to. This is what matters. And one of the tools that I use is I go back to moments where I've had with clients that they've been on their deathbeds and they've had no turning back. So even if you imagine, it depends what triggers in you. If you go back to a time and imagine somebody that didn't have that option of staying on this earth, they didn't have the option of living another day, of breathing another breath. When we take it to the finality of the human life, that we're all going to go through this transition at some time. But when you bring it to the end game of the human life and say, okay, these are people that I know, that I loved, that are no longer here, that don't have that option of the last breath to feel this gratitude, and then bring it back to, okay, now am I ready? Because do you see how your energy shifts, folks? When you actually think in pictures and you bring it back to an image that connects with your heart, that connects with your emotion, this makes it so much easier to trigger a gratitude point. So think of 5 things when you're in this flow state, when you're in this vibrational state that actually matter to you. Why are you grateful right now? What 5 things actually matter? Is it your people in your world? Is it your partner, your kids, your loved ones, the family connection? Is it co-workers that are around you that support you, that elevate you? Is it that you have enough money in your bank? Is it that you have time freedom to spend for yourself? Is it that you're grateful for your level of awareness or grateful for tools that you have that keep you moving forward? Does this make sense for folks?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's important. I do these all the time. I dip into my toolbox, but this is about you today. It's about you asking yourself the relevance of why you're doing what you're doing. Another tool that I use, folks, is I am. And if you have a pen and a paper, I want you to write down these 2 powerful words, I am. Because, and I want you to write down after it, whatever follows, I am, follows me. Because this is the truth, folks. Whatever follows I am does follow you. And what I mean by that statement is if you think of your internal dialogue when you're not feeling okay, what language have you been using? What words have you been speaking to yourself? I'm really not okay. I'm really struggling. I'm really finding it tough. I'm really not doing my best right now. I'm really feeling under pressure. And these words matter, folks, because your words are energy and they translate into the energy within your human body. They radiate out and magnetize more like for like energies. They draw back a frequency that you're dialed into, either consciously or unconsciously. And this is so important to understand because when you understand this basic concept, folks, it empowers you to take that right next step for you. You can look at the words and the language that you're using and then vomit it all out onto the page. So it's about saying, okay, what has been going on in my world? What has been happening for me? What has been going on in the soup kitchen of my mind up here? What's been swirling around that's been creating this turmoil, this torpedo, this hurricane that's within me of all these feelings that I'm not processing, that are frustrating me, that are leaving me with anxiety, that are stressing me out, that are leaving me tearful, emotional, that are making me emotionally eat, that are bringing me to that extra glass of wine, that are bringing me to something else. What is it that is triggering within you? Because when you take a moment and give yourself grace and actually vomit it out, folks, onto the page, I am feeling frustrated. This has happened. They did say that. That happened. Why did this? Just vomit everything out. Give yourself grace and just write everything out. Whether you like writing it in a story form, whether you like writing bullet points, whether you like just writing a word, just bleh, get it all out of that soup kitchen up above. Just vomit everything out. And then go back to those powerful 2 words, I am. And then say to yourself, right, okay, so all of the things that are going on now, I am. How do I want to feel right now? Go back into your heart, go back into your truth, go back into your gut feeling, and just actually ask, how do I want to feel right now? How do I desire to feel? Whatever outcome, whatever scenario, whatever thing, you have an imagery because you think in pictures. So, what image, what process can you do? What image can you create now that whatever is going on, that it is resolved for the highest good of all? That you surrender and release it to a higher good. So, whether you believe in a God, whether you believe in a universe, whether you believe in spirit, infinite intelligence, know that your intuition, know that that internal voice within you that is guiding you for a greater good, that is guiding you to be your best, not the one that's the negative, not the one that's pulling you down because that's ego, but the one that's filled with love, the one that's saying, Leah, you've got this. Bernard, you're doing amazing. Mark, keep going. Lisa, it's going to be okay. So, Lara, you know this. Pay attention. Listen. Amelia, tune in. Karen, you're going to be fine. Whatever that internal one with love from your heart center, whatever that is coming through, nurture that and listen. How do I want to feel now? And write those words down. I am okay not being okay. It's part of the process. I am calm. I am transitioning. I am gaining clarity of mind through this. I am enough. I am exactly where I'm meant to be at this moment in time. And if you write nothing else down, folks, I want you to write that statement because it's something that brings me back to the moment, to the present. It's what I use with clients. I am. So you are exactly where you're meant to be at this moment in time. You're going through what you're going through, you're experiencing what you're experiencing, you're processing what you're processing because it's a lesson or it's a blessing to grow you, to strengthen your core foundation, to build your resilience, to build your awareness, to strengthen you for what's to come in you stepping into your authenticity and what you're asking for in your truth, in what you're bringing to the surface to be the best of you now in this moment with your tools. So, this is an opportunity for you to add more tools to your toolbox. So, Annie, would you like to add anything into this? And if anybody has any questions on these, please feel free to share.
Um,
Any of you,
I say
anything? Yeah.
interesting. I say interesting. It's an important point for all of us, and I think, like you say, we'll have down days, down moments, moments when life happens, when moments when people happen. I say I was sharing with you one with for me today. End of the month is always a hard time, especially when you got staff. When you got staff, you got clients. It normally means you have to get paid. That way, you can pay other people. For me, there's always, I say always, there's often that, it's like a battle, but things have to align. Customers pay, you can pay your bills. Simple as that. And that's if it doesn't always work out that way. When it does, it's a beautiful thing. So you end up having to chase clients who are slow to pay, for example. So I could easily get into a bad mood, into well, you don't want to pay me, you're being rude. Look, let's face it. Sometimes it comes to that. It's my challenge to this week has been more. Okay, if that client's not paying, what can I learn from that process? When you mention gratitude, Donna, that's the point there. Taking everything on the chin and saying, right, what can I learn? What's the good side of this? What can I be grateful for? I think you said you have to truly feel that sense of taking something from the situation, the sense of benefit from when things do go awry. So thankfully, I'm learning to see that positive side. It's not always easy. And there are times when you think, if I just shout at everyone, it'll be fine. If I just bury it, if I just get angry and stay angry, it's much easier. But I think, and knowing when to reach out to for help as well, knowing when to reach out to people who could make the situation better. Sometimes, for me, the customers who haven't paid me, they're normally the ones I want to reach out to first. The staff I have to pay, the other ones I might want to reach out to. My coach, my friends. And I spent a good time on the phone on a Zoom call today with Leah. Just sharing ideas. Because these things is not just one person's problem. Many other people have the same issues, like you said, Donna. You just have to be willing to seek input from others when the time comes. So the one thing that Leah and I discussed earlier is the fact that many of these strategies that you're talking about, Donna, many of the tools you mentioned, just no one tells you. In business, no one tells you here's what you're meant to do. Literally for years, we struggle through just going around in the same cycle, same spiral. Nothing changes. We get more and more angry. Situations recur, and nothing changes. Whereas now, definitely understanding the power of mindset and the power of reframing, the power of seeing things in a different way, the power understanding who we are and how we respond, how we deal with things. That all matters. If only someone had told us years ago. That's what I want to add to the conversation, Dana. I'll leave that with you.
Thank you. And a few people here have to share as well. It's really important. And I think as business owners or as leaders or people in high pressure, high stress roles, it's interesting because we're not often taught these things. And even when I was training as a nurse, and even through even being a palliative care link nurse specialist, working in a hospice and things like that, you're not taught any of these tools, or you weren't when I had trained, and you weren't when I was working on it. And it's a big deal. And I often think about firefighters, policemen, teachers, doctors, nurses, people in high impact roles, but also people that are heading a company, head of HR, that are running their own business, that are the head of leadership teams. Because we're all supposed to have this armor on, this mask on, this, yeah, I've got my shit together and I am going all the time and yeah, and boom, 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 and I'm making all these things happen and it's task orientated and you're ticking off the box and it. But where's the human to human in this? Yes, it's about a currency exchange of money, but let's start looking at your currency exchange of time. How much time are you spending fretting and worrying and stressing in your time currency outside of being in a physical office, outside being in a physical building, outside physically being in front of your team? How much are you carrying over and impacting? That's what the Good Life approach is all about. It's aligning personal and professional because you don't just separate when you're away from your business or you're away from your work. You come home and then you bring that energy home to your family, to your kids, to your loved ones, to your friends, out into your community, to whatever it is that you're at in your activities in your world after. So it's all intertwined and connected. And it's about people and it's about understanding you better. And okay, what tools can I actually put in my toolbox now that are going to actually help me move forward? And most importantly, what questions can I ask? What guidance do I need? What help would I like to have a conversation? And that's what me and Annie are here for. Let's have a conversation if you have questions. It's not about selling you something, but it's about actually asking you, okay, so where are you at? Because what you need is different to what I need, is different to what Annie needs. All my clients go through a specific program, but it's individualized to each of them the same way my stuff is individualized to me. You are unique, and your needs are your needs. Your behaviors, your beliefs are what keep you going or keep you in your program. So we are all very unique. So it's understanding that and asking specific questions for you. So do you want to go ahead? We'll bring Michael up
Yeah,
and then Grace because we have a few here for shares in
so I'll bring them up. I think the one thing that I would say, just if to add to what you're saying, Don, is that sometimes we have to learn solutions that we should have learned, that we need to learn. In business, I think sometimes it's down to systems and tools, systems that you can use. And for my situation about the clients not paying on time, for example, it's simply implementing invoicing processes that's automated will make half of that go away. That's a realization for me. That's me wanting to just carry on being me and nice me. Whereas the lesson is simply automate, get paid on time, stress gone. I just want to add that to the equation. Jay, I see you
the
must have.
most important, Jenny, with the strategies.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I was just going to add to that, Annie, because you do have your strategies that you can implement, but it is also important because we learn human to human. We learn with that connection, that emotion, and that feeling. You can't automate gratitude and expect our human side to connect with that, to actually feel that. So if you have your own business, if you have your own company, if you're in a leadership role and you want someone to come in and talk about this, talk about resilience, talk about easy tips and tools that you can implement, that is part of what I do in my business is a good life approach. So if you have questions in how I can possibly help you further, let's have a conversation and jump on a call because it's part of what I do and why I do because it is human to human connection.
Superb.
And none of us need to be living this way. We are the ripple effect, and it's about what we can ripple out to everybody else. So yeah, Michael, you want to come ahead?
Let me do a few mentions, then those on stage can start speaking. Let's try and keep this share short, please. 2 minutes at most that we can get through everyone. If we do that, then the more we hear, the more we learn in this room. So let's try and do it quickly. Jay, I see you, my storytelling strategist friend. Glad you're here. Lydia, meditation legend. As I mentioned, Leah. Leah she got a great idea, or not a great idea. She works on a model of the wall of wealth. It is something. It exists. See, Leah? It exists. It's something that everyone knows it exists now. They can connect with Leah to find out what that means and how that can help you make money, save money, and be happy financially. Paulette, I see you. Welcome. I know bedtime's coming very quickly, Paulette. Your book's coming in quickly as well. So, Amelia, I see you. Petrine, Platine. So, Cambria, my artist friend. Glad you're here. So, actually, if you put your hand up, you back down, but still, no. If you want to come back up, feel free. Tracy, welcome. I just followed you. Margaret, great to see you. My friend, Dr. Ayo.